You guys have been asking me to make this video for months. Today, I am showing you how I make my 2-ingredient homemade soy yogurt at home. This recipe is so easy, guys. Even your kids can make it with their eyes closed. And if you're like me, you're tired of spending ton of money on vegan yogurts that you don't end up liking anyways, then you're going to love this video. Making your own yogurt at home is not only more cost efficient, but it also lets you control the ingredients that go in it and keep it super clean. I actually posted a video about making soy yogurt 6 months ago on my channel, and since then I've gotten so many comments on that video asking me to just dedicate video on its own with step-by-step instructions. So today I am walking you through the entire process. No confusion, no guesswork, so you can nail it the very first time. And trust me guys, once you try this method, you will never go back to buying store-bought vegan yogurts. It's creamy, it's delicious, it's going to change your yogurt game. So let's begin. Step 1 is to get a clean, unsweetened soy milk. I like to use Eden soy milk because it has only 2 ingredients, which is organic soy and water. I also use this other soy milk here for my smoothies and my oats or anything else I add this milk to, but this milk contains a lot of other ingredients, as you can see. So this is the type of milk you need. Yes, it's a little expensive compared to this soy milk, but it's totally worth it because the quantity you get out of this entire carton is going to be quite large compared to a tiny store-bought yogurt that's just as expensive as this milk. So the very first thing I do to make this yogurt is I boil my milk. Boiling the milk does a few really important things. Number 1, it kills any unwanted bacteria that might interfere with our good bacteria when we're making our yogurt. Number 2, it denatures the proteins in the milk, which just means that it changes their structure. So when the yogurt sets, it turns out more thicker and creamier. And lastly, it just means that we are starting with a clean, fresh base for fermentation. And here's the thing, if you don't want to boil your milk, that is entirely up to you, but this is my guaranteed method that I have been using for the past 6 months, and every time I boil milk and bring it to room temperature before adding my yogurt starter, it always gives me great results. My yogurt turns out super thick and creamy. You guys can experiment if you wish and not boil the milk, but I can't guarantee good results if you choose to do that. Our milk is boiled and I poured it into a glass container. It's going to take roughly about hour to 15 minutes max to bring it back down to room temperature. And then we will start with our next step where we will add the yogurt starter that I kept from my previous batch. If you are starting this from scratch and you don't have a yogurt from previous batch, then you can definitely start this process by buying a store-bought yogurt. Make sure it's unsweetened, and if you can find a vegan Greek yogurt, that would be ideal. It doesn't have to be soy based. That's how I started in the beginning. I bought a store-bought vegan Greek yogurt that was oat based, and then I used the starter from there. I kept about 2 tablespoons of that yogurt so that I can make my batch at home. Our milk has come to room temperature. You'll notice it will develop this layer of creaminess on top. You can either take it out with spoon or you can let it sit in the yogurt. I like to take this out and I love eating it. I have saved a little bit more than 2 tablespoons of my previous made yogurt. We're going to add 1 and about 2 tablespoons. You're going to mix it really nicely. Then you're going to close the lid. We're going to transfer this in the oven. You're going to make sure the oven light is on. We're not going to turn on the oven, just the light. push this towards the back of the oven. I will typically do this at nighttime before going to bed around 9:30, 10 o'clock. And by the time I wake up in the morning, by 7 a.m., my yogurt is ready. This is how the yogurt turns out. It has a tiny layer of whey on top, and every time you scoop out yogurt from here, it's going to release some water in this yogurt, but that's okay. You can use that water to make it a little runny for your dressings. That's what I do. Just want to give you guys few tips. Once your yogurt is ready the next morning, make sure to let it sit on the countertop for about 20 minutes and then transfer it in the fridge for at least an hour. Let it fully cool down and get cold, and then use that yogurt. If you dig into it before it cools down or develops its structure, then you're going to break that yogurt apart. It's not going to become very thick. It might become a little runny. So that's a quick tip that I wanted to share. Let me show you the thickness of this yogurt. Look at that, how thick and creamy this yogurt turns out. I don't mean to brag, guys. I personally love the taste of this yogurt. In my opinion, it tastes so good compared to any other store-bought vegan yogurts I have tried. They all have this weird taste and texture, which I do not love, but this honestly comes out so delicious and tasty. I absolutely love it. Since I've been making this yogurt for the past 6 months, I have never gone back again, ever buying a store-bought yogurt. This yogurt is so versatile. You can use this yogurt as your dressing. You can marinate your tofu or other things with it. You can add it in your smoothies to make them thicker. I like to add them on top of my high protein waffles or pancakes, or you can have a yogurt parfait. So your options are endless. You can do so much with it. If you want to take it a step further, you can turn it into a Greek yogurt by straining it into a cheesecloth and letting the whey drain out. But I usually don't do that. I'm pretty satisfied with the way it comes out for me. It's pretty thick and creamy. That's it, guys. It's so easy and simple. You don't need an Instant Pot. You just need 2 ingredients, milk and your yogurt starter. I will drop all the details and step-by-step instructions in the description box of this video, so make sure to check it there. Let me know in the comments if you'll be making vegan yogurt at home. I would love to hear your feedback, and don't forget to share this video with someone who is trying to make a vegan yogurt. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys very soon on my next one. Bye!